Hello, 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 hello. Dark Vader, hello. Just trying to get the link sorted. Hello, Raven. Check them links out, see if they work. I'm going to try to bit one now. Hey, Phil. Right, let's see if this works. Well, that don't work. Let's log in. Yeah, no worries. Put your email addresses in if you want to jump in. Right. Some people should be able to use that bit of the link there. Well, I missed you on Big on Fish. I was going to come along, but couldn't make it. Ooh. Yeah, it was all right. See, I went to go and see Matthew. What? Who needs to talk? My wife just said I need to talk. I'm just reading the chat. I can't do two things at once. So I'm actually finding out who's in. So we've got. How we doing? Hello, Phil, Robert, Brandon, Dark Vader, Tina. Who's that? Desi D. Hello, Robert, Craig, UK Reefer. So let's. I'm just sorting the link out so people can jump in. Tina, I'll get you one out. Just give me 1 second. So on here now, who's going to Macna? You are? What? Come on, people, start chatting. I can't talk all on my own. If you want to jump in, just send me your email address and I'll stick your email address in the join chat. I'm going to try to do it now with some other people. So I need to add people, see more, other Rip, Raven.
What's up, Paul?
Hello, Tina.
I'll have to probably turn my volume down, and that my husband just decided to start exercise.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm here if you want to holler.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just trying to like get the link sorted. Wish I could. How's Macna different from other shows? Brandon, couldn't tell you. I've never been. Tim's Tank. I'm going to Macna. I'm adding people that usually jump on the chat.
Well, some people can jump on by using the Hangout link that you put in there, but people like me lately with Android phones cannot get in unless we have an email invitation. For some reason, it's not been working lately.
Yeah, what I've noticed, if you log in on the browser and not via the app, it lets you do it.
It won't let me. I've tried it and it won't.
Right.
My video failed or something like that every time.
Yeah. Like Brandon, if someone has been to Macna and Reeferpalooza, that can tell us the difference between them both. That'd be good to know. And all I can hear is tapping off my dog. Where is? No. Hello, Del. How are you doing?
Brandon wants to know what I'm doing. I'm reborning a ball. I'm painting.
Hello?
Hello, Seymour.
Hey, what's up, man?
How did you get in then? Did you get in via link or the invite I sent?
The link in the chat.
Right.
I'm on my computer. The link always works on my computer. It's on the mobile phone where it's on mobile. It gives issues.
Right.
Yeah, so if I try to join on my account on my phone, it wouldn't work. But if I try to join on my wife's account on my phone, it's the account. It's something to do with my account. It's not letting me in because if I use the same app but just sign in with my wife's Gmail account, it works.
Right. Well, just Google that. And go.
Maybe we live stream too much, so you know.
Hey,
So, Seymour,
Yo,
tell us the difference between Magna and Reefer-Palooza.
okay. From what I've been to Reefer-Palooza many times, so Reefer-Palooza I think is a more hobbyist show. Like Reefer-Palooza is very similar. Oh wait, I'm hearing echo. Hey, Dell.
Hey, I just tried the link in the chat and it worked fine on my computer too.
Yeah. Computer works fine. It's mobile that gives the problem. Anytime you're logging on a computer, it's always going to work. So Paul, Reefer-Palooza is very similar to what you guys did with Aqua Expo. It's the hobbyist face, like it's there for hobbyists, you know. While Magna, I think, is more of a it's still hobbyist face, but it's not so focused on the coral. It's focused on the industry and supplements and technology and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's more if you want to deal with like relationships with the manufacturers. It's sort of like you don't use Apple, you know what, like when it's sort of like manufacturers that they were to present like, hey, here's what we have coming up, here are the supplements we're releasing, here's how stuff is, you know. It's that type of thing, where Reefer-Palooza, it's more for the hobbyists because it's all about corals, man. There's vendors, hundreds of vendors, thousands of vendors selling corals, and everyone who's there is there to, they're showing products. Most of the people who they're showing products to vendors that are you know, that's available now. That's my quick take on Magna versus, well, you know me, I really like the technology side of the hobby. So Magna, I think, is gonna appeals to me. I'm gonna love Magna.
Right. Well, it sounds good.
Yeah. But Paul, to be honest, I mean, I absolutely want you to come to Magna. I'm gonna say that. However, if I had to choose one, I think you would enjoy Reefer-Palooza more than Magna. I gotta be honest, because Reefer-Palooza is gonna be all about the corals. Like in terms of the people who you see there and meeting people, it's gonna be the same people. You would see me, DC Reefer, you know, inappropriate Reefer.
Let me stop you there. Would I enjoy it more knowing that I couldn't bring anything home from Reefer-Palooza?
Well, that's a personal choice.
There you go.
Yeah, but
you're saying it's more based on the corals and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I can't touch. It's one of them.
Yeah.
That's bring Woody, your reef mule.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be all about the corals, and Reefer-Palooza has so many. That's where you're gonna see Jason Fox and Worldwide Corals. They're gonna bring out their full. Yeah. There's less. You see how Magna is all about, there's so many speakers at Magna, and sometimes there's different speakers, multiple speakers going on at the same time. Reefer-Palooza, there's very few speakers. It's all about walking around and just seeing the corals and seeing the tech and seeing the tanks and seeing, you know,
the YouTubers.
Yeah, for me, yeah, seeing people, but it's all about the corals and the tanks and seeing what people are doing, and you know, yeah, I that's my opinion. If you would enjoy one more, I think you would enjoy Reefer-Palooza more. Although that's a good point about not being able to take stuff in. My wife loves Reefer-Palooza. Like this year, we're bringing a bunch of her family members. They don't have tanks, but they love coming to Reefer-Palooza because they're gonna see the corals and they're like, wow, and they see all these nice fish and stuff. So they come to Reefer-Palooza. We're bringing like a whole bunch of people to Reefer-Palooza. My wife loves Reefer-Palooza.
They might be starting up tanks after seeing Reefer-Palooza.
Yeah, they do want to start up tanks, but it's just a nice experience for $20. You're there like all day. and you get to see these corals and talk to people, and people explain to you what the fish is, and you see all these tanks. They do show you nice tanks. So, you know, Red Sea is going to be there showing their tanks. Elos is going to be there. Vertex is there. You have some local manufacturers that are there. So, so anybody in, like, let's say the Northeast or the Eastern Seaboard who makes tanks, they're going to be there showing off their newest stuff. You're going to see the drop-off tanks. And so, yeah, I enjoy Reef Palooza.
Seymour's going to be there.
Oh, Magna? Yeah.
Woody's going to be there.
Yep.
So everyone's going to be able to meet Woody. I don't even think people know what Woody looks like, do they?
Actually, we saw him on a short clip of you, Michael, and Woody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the first intro to what Woody looks like. Out of his, you know.
Oh, he's funny. Like when you actually with him proper, he's hilarious. You can say something and he's on it like that. In fact, when we're on the phone, Seymour, what's he like?
He's very funny. He has a very he's quick-witted. But I think all the Brits are like that, though. I think they have a more I'm not gonna say us Americans are sensitive, but the average Brit it's almost like when they're joking, like nothing is off limits in terms of joking. Even sometimes, you know, I don't know. The type of okay, it's a Reef stream, so we don't want to get there, but like an inappropriate joke that you would have with you and your best friend only. You know, Tim, like you'll have Dell. You know, you'll have a joke that it'll be kind of inappropriate, but it'll be between just you and maybe a circle of 2 or 3 people who you trust. You'll have that joke.
Right.
You'll meet a Brit for the first time, and they'll have that joke, and it takes you. Yeah, and then his wife is in the background. Like sometimes, you know, I'm kidding with Paul, and then his wife is in the background, and she's in on the joke. I'm like, you're talking like that with your wife there? And so it's just, I think the sense of humor is just different. Like when you find an American with a sense of humor like that, it's a little bit different. But the average Brit, their sense of humor is just, you know.
That American's probably out of a job because he doesn't have a sensor between his brain and his mouth.
Oh, we're going to piss everybody off today, right, Del?
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody have any interesting projects coming up?
Nah, it's summertime, man. Projects are for wintertime.
No, I'm doing a project. I'm setting up an anemone tank.
Oh, that is going to have a harem of a clownfish in there?
It's a small tank. It's only 10 gallons. I'm putting it right beside my reef tank, but my anemone, you know, my anemones split pretty often.
Mine did too. I mean, I've had like 4 babies in like, 2 years.
Yeah. So I counted, since last year, I'm counting since I saw Dave at Reef Palooza last year and gave him like an anemone. And I've either sold or given away 8 anemones since last June.
Oh, wow.
I have 5 now. So my anemones split. So I think and then what happens is when they split, they walk around. It's fun. When they split, they walk around the tank. They probably
float around.
And then they end up back on the same rock that they started out with.
Yeah.
So I think what happens is my wife and I, we're gonna set up like a 10-gallon anemone tank right next to the regular tank. And we're going to put the anemones in there with some clownfish and just kind of enjoy them that way.
Yeah, when mine split, I just traded in for a piece of coral or something.
Yeah. I mean, we'll trade them, but I think for now, like having a habitat species specific, I think the Biz set one up and he really kind of inspired me. I'm basically copying him, but that was really cool.
You going to have a really high-end pair of clownfish in there? Or?
You know what? I have right now what's called a gold nugget clownfish. It's a single clownfish. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't know. We'll see. I don't know yet. We'll see. Listen, this is my wife's project, so I will let her. She's gonna decide. I'm gonna say I have no input.
Well, we knew that anyway.
$90 each in America. Someone's got a thing here. Robert Woods. Anyone tried the e-coral? Isn't that the Apex?
The controller, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost the same price as the Apex, so I don't know what the, I would just stick with the Apex.
And it has less pro controllers, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know what, though? I do have an interview set up with these guys at Reefapalooza, so I tried to get them to give me one so I could try.
Yeah, dudes just put out a video on it.
Yeah, Reef Dudes did. Yeah, I watched it. I really want to watch it again. But I am going to interview them at Reefapalooza. So if there's any questions anyone, wants me to ask, if there's any questions anyone wants me to ask, you can post it in the chat and I'll keep it. However, I'll tell you, I talked to someone in the controller industry, and they're not surprised by the price. Because they say, if you come in and you price your stuff too cheap, you're not going to be around for version 2 or version 3 if you're not making money. So, but again, I'm hoping to talk to these guys and interview them in person at Reefapalooza and really get some answers on what's the value proposition for their controller, where they think they fit in the entire market. And, so I hope to get that on camera, like a full-on interview on camera at Reefapalooza.
I like the look of it.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty decent thing, but it's almost the same price as an Apex, and Apex has got so much added stuff coming out to there that you can add, with alkalinity testing and all that stuff.
So I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna preface this by saying, yeah, I hope the other thing too is wireless. Like, I am the not neat reefer. Like, my wires and stuff is just all over the place. And I'll say, with the e-coral being wireless, like I could probably do one controller for 2 tanks that are in different rooms, because I think their head unit and the base unit that you plug stuff in communicates wirelessly. So that is it. Secondly, my Apex 3 weeks ago when I was away on business, my Apex failed, and I still love my Apex. And Mage is in the chat. She's probably gonna laugh at me or told me I told you so. But one of the things I realized from that is, I don't want to put everything in the Apex basket. And even if I do, I want to have redundancy. For instance, there's no way I'm going to put those. I don't think I'm going to put my primary power heads as those wave pumps that Neptune systems sell, because guess what? If your head unit fails, your pumps fail. It's the same thing that happened to me with my gyres. Like, because I'm using the Apex to control my gyres, ramp them up, ramp them down, pulse them, when my head unit failed, my pumps failed. Like, they wouldn't work. So I want to have redundancy where if my Apex fails. So that whole thing about having all like Neptune system equipment, and I don't think I'm going to do that. I really don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, so I'm switching out my gyres. I'm going with the Ecotech pumps. So if my head unit fails, my Ecotech pumps still work, still provide flow, all of that.
Well, you're going for MP40s?
Yeah, I'm going to do MP40s.
1 or 2?
2, probably.
In a 4-foot tank?
You know what? I got 2. I got a good deal on 2. And then a guy contacted me yesterday and said, hey, I'll sell you 2 along with a battery backup. Man, I have 2 on the way. They haven't arrived yet. I got 2 on the way. And yeah, I think I'm going to do 2, Paul. I'm not sure if I'm going to do 1 on each end, or I'm going to do 2 on one end and then have the other end free. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll see. We'll see.
Just like I said, I've never known someone to run 2 in a 4-foot tank. The MP40s, anyway. Like I say, the MP10s are too small. Do you know for the glass, like the magnet, it only goes to 10. Is it 10 mil? This is 12 mil glass, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, you know what? I've been looking on forums. We were talking about it on. I was on DM stream for like a little minute earlier today, and I was talking about it. And I think the glass thickness for the MP10 is
10 mil. Yeah, 10 mil. Well, like mil, 10 mil.
Like, the pump works, but it's gonna fall off the tank easy. But I was thinking there's ways people secure it to the tank that keeps it there.
I think what they do, they glue the outside magnet to the glass.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, but
no.
Maybe.
But I say you can take it off, and when you can just scrape it off with a blade, and it'll clear up again. But gluing it to the glass.
Yeah, I don't.
The reason it's there, so it's removable easily.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Well, but, what I've done, it's like I've just got the, do you know the RW4 here, and the magnet I've got on it there is from an RW8 on the outside, so there's more, suction onto it, more magnet flow.
Ah. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Hopefully, I don't know anybody who has an MP10 that I can borrow to see how it works, because I don't want to buy a whole one and then it doesn't work.
Keep collecting your points. Boop, boop.
Yeah, I have 4,000. Hey, what's up, Rick? What's up?
Was there one on Friday? Is Rip here? Where's Rip? Oh, he's in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, Rip. Why not jump in, Rip?
Tonight is Reef Church, right? So in like about an hour, what's the name is gonna...
DC.
Oh. Yeah, baby. Let's get some confessions going.
Ooh. Ooh.
We all love the confessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rip, you're not going to jump in and tell her how your little adventures going in Indonesia? Tell us about the coral bands and all that in Indonesia.
Yeah, they still have all those going on.
But no, Rip could tell us if he jumps in.
Yeah, I know you can't buy a lot of rock now on BRS. They're all out of stock right now.
What,
like
Triton?
Rock and stuff.
Oh, like Tonga?
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of breezing through it.
He's Philippines. Yeah, he's Philippines, not Indonesia.
Yeah.
My bad.
If anybody in the New York area wants some rock, like some Pokani rock that you're gonna have to cure the heck out of, I could bring it to Reefapalooza. I'm already bringing some stuff. So Fishy Snowman is in the chat. Fishy Snowman, I got those Zoas for you, man. I'll bring that at Reefapalooza. I have like some rocks with mushroom on it. I'll just bring it to Palooza just in case, any other reefer wants them. I could just give it to them. But
what do I get if I go to Magna?
Huh?
So what do I get?
You could get some Zoas, man.
Can't bring them back.
Of course you can.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all the border control, hey?
Hey, put it in a coffee mug. And put it in your suitcase. They're not going to open your coffee mug in your suitcase. Hey, Tina. They're not going to open your coffee mug in your suitcase.
Melanie here. Hello, Melanie Simpson.
Oh, Melanie. Hey, congratulations. She had a granddaughter the other day.
Oh, congratulations. Rick. You don't want that because that's Tina's email address in my paste thing.
Woods is asking.
Yeah, Rick, check your Hangouts. Check your Hangout app because I think I've already sent you a link.
You're starting up a seahorse tank?
No, an enemy tank, not a seahorse tank.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, seahorse, no.
I'm setting up a seahorse tank, so that's something new.
Yeah.
And then I also got another project that I've got going on too. On top of the customs that I've been getting, I've had several sculptors contact me and send me a sculpt to work on to put in doll shows for a chance at some nice money, hopefully.
What?
Yeah, so these dolls that I've been working on, I have a chance of winning a prize for my artwork. I'm friggin' excited.
Oh, I would be too.
Yeah. I've never thought I was that good, but apparently they think I am, so I guess they're going to give me a chance. So I'm very excited. So now I've got 4 projects going on at once. It's a good thing that I have ADD.
I'm just gonna throw some links in here, and I'll see if these links work. Right.
Again, people, it's not. It's not for people who are so for people on mobile. When you join on mobile, every time the app crashes when you're ready to join, it's not the app. It is your account. I don't know. I'm doing the same thing. Like I said, right now I have my wife's account signed into mobile. If I try to sign in with my account on my mobile phone,
Tyler. Stop.
Yeah. Yes, it's account.
Hello. Right, go on.
Yeah, so I bought this you know these little cloth acclimation boxes at I think I got it at PetSmart. So I started kind of picking out the anemones and putting them in this acclimation box. So when it's time for me to move them, they'll all be ready.
Are you gonna get some different colored and bubble tips like?
Yes, I will.
Green, really super reds and oranges, sunsets.
My bubble tips is I think the middle is green and the tips are red.
Oh wow.
But you know what I've realized about bubble tips though? It depends on where they are and the flow and the type of light. Because I think the bubble tips that Dave has, I think those are from one I gave him. And to be honest, I think it looks a little bit different in his tank than it does mine.
When I bought my original bubble tip, it looked like a bubble tip, all the bubbles. But once it got to my tank, the tentacles just straightened right out.
Yeah, and I've heard people say it's a chance they're not happy, but the 5 anemones I have, they're from the same strain. It's from the same colony, and 2 of them could be right next to each other, and one is bubbled up, and the other one is long and stringy, and it changes from time of day. Like sometimes, like one of them is pissed off because I've been trying to dig him off the rock all day, so he is bubbled up and small. But when he's happy during the day, like his tentacles are long. And I don't feed mine. I really don't feed mine. I don't feed them at all.
I think it's the flow too. If you have them in a high flow area, they don't bubble up as much.
Yeah. If you look at one of Dave's video, I think Dave had a video from his Nano Challenge update from April. I think he shows his anemone in it. And yeah, that's one of the ones from me. And his looks a little bit different. It has that nice green. Oh yeah, that green. Yeah, my anemone has a green middle, green fluorescent middle, and then the outside is red. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, good morning, guys. Always.
Hey, Rick.
Maybe put some rock anemones in there too, or scattered around the bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Dave has a nice video from March 25th, STN update where it looks, the middle is green, fluorescent green. When it's under blue actinics, oh, this thing is beautiful. Under blue actinics, the middle is green and the red, it just puffs up and looks nice.
Yeah, I just saw his last video where he DIY'd a LED onto his fluorescence there. Five.
You there, Rick?
How is everybody, man? Hey, Paul. You said hi. You say hi to me in the chat in the Macaulay chat of the. How are you, Tina? Of YouTube chat. And then O says, "Hey, Rip, how are you?" And then Paul, you're like, "Rip is here." You just said hi to me in the chat. You didn't realize it.
Oh no! When I said that, I thought you was in the hangout. When he said hi, I thought he always says hi when people jump into the hangout. He always shouts hi. So I thought he was in the hangout.
So how are you, man? What's up? Long time.
Oh yeah. Been a while.
Yeah. What are you guys up to?
Just shooting the breeze. Usually DC Reefer does like a live stream on Monday nights. I think he starts about 8, so we're just like streaming until I guess he starts. He has
really? I haven't been in this stream. I didn't even know that. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah, he has a nice easy stream.
Oh, the Reef Church.
Reef Church, yeah.
Get all your confessions out.
I found because a lot of people were asking. Dave was asking me, Rico was asking me, but I really don't have any. I really don't have any connection to Indonesia. Like honestly, I really don't know what's going on there. The business is slightly more modern than what it is here. Like the whole ornamental fish business is, I think, is slightly more modern. They have better facilities there, I'd say. Or maybe I haven't seen everything here yet. It's possible, but I found the video that and I'm just looking through it now, through my YouTube right now, and it's called Our Coral Reef. What's one word? Our Coral Reef. If you look it up, they have a video, and I'm gonna check the date here. They have a video dated.
If you copy the link, Rip.
Yeah, I can copy it and put it in the Hangouts for you.
Copy it and put it in the chat.
I can't put it in the YouTube chat, but I can put it in the Hangouts chat.
You can put it in the YouTube chat.
Yeah.
You can, because I've just made you a moderator, so you can do it.
Oh, okay, cool. If you look at this video, and it's about, they say it's about the Pacific blue tang, but just ignore that. It doesn't matter what fish they're talking about. I think what they're showing here is quite true. If you watch the video, you'll see how. I wish I could watch it with you guys actually, but you would see how. I would show you how they collect the fish, how the fish that are collected, are wild collected, are collected and bagged. There's no holding tank per se. They're just bagged and put on the floor. It's like that. Is this
the Philippines or is this Indonesia?
This is Indonesia, okay. And the thing that I wanted to show you on this one is when they show them filling out the forms. They show them filling out the basically they show them in front of the guy that fills out the forms in the Indonesia customs, and he tells you what form needs and what countries need what form, and some forms need a health certificate and blah blah. But he goes on about that for about 5 minutes.
So things going to happen in the Philippines where they're going to start blocking corals being pulled and things like that?
Coral is illegal here in the Phils. But it's basically some companies have a monopoly because they paid other people off. So that's I don't know. It's not a ban in Indonesia. It's not a ban. It's just a temporary stoppage of the coral. You know.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to resume, but there's a lot of big, like I said, there's a lot of big companies that are quite modern. I don't think the government's going to put them out of business.
Wait a second, Rip. I'm looking at this video. So the guys use dynamite in order to collect nasals, right?
Are they? Yeah, he's talking about they're in Sulawesi. They start on Sulawesi, where I've been. Actually, I've been there, and
Yeah,
they talk about using
dynamite to get fish for delicacy.
They dynamite to get fish that they used to eat.
Yeah, but then
they do that here too.
Yeah, but then they kill all the other fish that they don't want, because I see triggers and a bunch of fish and all the reefs that they don't necessarily want to eat, because they just want the Nassau tanks, because that's the delicacy. But when you dynamite, everything else basically dies around it too.
Oh man, it's so terrible. I was talking about that before. I don't know. I don't want to repeat myself for anybody, but when they use dynamite, I know exactly what they do. I've been there with them, and I know exactly what they do. It's an IED device. It's an IED, okay, that they create. It's like a homemade bomb, and they put that in used 1 liter soda pop bottles, so Coke bottle, 7-Up bottle, or something like that, and they have like 50 of those explosive devices, IEDs on the boat. So it's extremely dangerous, and they throw them down, and what they do is they throw them down in the water, and then unlike a real fishing boat, instead of a net, they have a small compressor that is cannibalized from an old refrigerator, something like that. They have a compressor inside there, and they convert that so that it can operate on a inverter, and they have that in their boat connected with a long hose, and they have like 2-3 of them. So they throw a bomb, and then they send a guy down. They send a snorkeler down, and the snorkeler checks out to see if the fish are dead or something. A lot of fish died. There's a lot of fish in that area. This is to catch fish to eat, right? And they catch unbelievably small fish, to eat. And then what they do is, if there's not that many fish, they move on to another area where there's more fish, and then they send down more bombs, and they basically blow up everything. Now, my thing with this is bad enough, but it's unbelievably damaging to the ocean, because what it does is those explosives kill down to the plankton level. So when they explode a bomb like that, they basically kill everything, like down to the cellular level, if you want. It destroys everything. It creates dead spots in the ocean, and it destroys, if they're close to coral, it'll destroy the coral too. It's extremely destructive. It's too bad. It's really, really, really terrible. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in to make people, understand that how destructive this is. And these people don't care, because, they make so little with the fish that they pull up that they barely survive themselves, barely starve themselves. But if you go ahead.
No, I was saying that's interesting to know. Do you know when they do it? Is it?
I have my personal. I filmed it. I have my personal video of it. You can see the explosion on top of the water.
It's on your channel.
No, I wouldn't put that on my channel, but I'm just telling you guys that I filmed it. From another boat.
You could do is showing it on a private one. You know what I mean?
You see the boat that they use over here in the videos? They are using like it looks like a canoe, but it has two I don't know, stabilizers on the side.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's the traditional boat. That's the traditional boats. Those boats are about $1,000. You have $1,000, you can buy a boat like that with a little engine inside. It's a little Briggs and Stratton 2-stroke engine.
Yeah, I was going to say, like a lawnmower engine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's a whole section on this video. You can watch it, and you can see how they deal with their. This is Indonesia, not Philippines. Okay, but you can see how they deal with their export. You know, like they see that they actually speak to the customs guy. That they made this small little movie here, and they speak to the customs guy, and he's explaining the forms exactly what they're saying for the ban. You know, there's an explanation that the Indo government gives for the ban, and they say that this part of the government is in conflict with that department of the government. He explains like how the U.S. Needs some European countries need a veterinary certificate and some doesn't, and he goes into some detail of that in the. I had been looking for this. I had seen it a while ago, and I've been looking for this video for quite a while to show you guys, and now I finally found it. So it might be interesting for you.
Yeah, I'll when I'm off the stream, and I'll have a watch that video.
Yeah.
And again, everyone that has just been talking, about, like Rip, if you put the link back in again, so people like what you've just been talking about, people can actually watch that video.
Sure. Here,
in case they've missed it. DM said, Rip, I got it to work.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was on his stream last night.
Right. Jurassic at Reef, hello. So, Simo.
Yo.
7:30, what's that in English?
7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. In DC's gonna stream in 8 minutes, he said.
Right.
He said he just woke up, so once he starts, listen, DC Reefer moves at his own pace. So once he starts, we can jump off here. Yeah.
So as soon as he starts, we'll bang a link in the chat.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just the same video you posted, Rip. I was just skimming through it and just seeing the guys dynamiting and collecting the fish.
Yeah, it's so terrible. I'm very opposed to that. Like, I don't want to. I'm purposely being a little aloof right now, but it's so terrible what they do because, as Westerners, we don't have access to that. Like it's the opposite end of the hobby here. Like here, they don't have access to the equipment we have for several reasons. Like they don't really have the same opportunity that we have in terms of the type of equipment or the sophistication of equipment that we have in the West. And in the West, we don't really have the access to the flora and the fauna that they have here, So.
Yeah. I get you.
There's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff here. Like we were talking about deep sand beds, man. Wow, I have conches. I have all kinds of stuff here that doesn't even exist. You're not even able to get it in the West, Like you won't get that in a pet shop. The only way you can get it is go collect it yourself, and then it's amazing what you get. All the snails, all your cleanup prudes. It's just crazy. So some people don't care about that, but I happen to, so I like it. Just saying.
I love conches, mate. Oh.
Yeah, I don't have open sand bed enough to do any conches, but yeah, I would love to have some like that would be nice, but
I've got a single.
When you collect yourself, you have like it's a whole different game.
Yeah, when you collect.
There's a low tide coming up this weekend on the I believe it's the new moon, like on the Tuesday, Wednesday, right after the new moon on the 15th or on Friday and Saturday. There's an extreme low tide event. So on those days, the water goes way back out just naturally because that's the cycle that it does, And if you go to a reef at that time, you don't even need to dive. It's like everything's exposed for about 6 hours, and then it comes back in, and then the water comes back in. So if you're there with a camera, you can really, it's an amazing sight. Like everything's exposed, you can see everything. Anemone, coral, everything's exposed. It's crazy.
Are your shrimp still alive?
No, man, the shrimps jumped out. I'm so pissed off. So pissed off. I found them on the floor.
They jumped out?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
But that's my fault. Like, I should have secured the net harder, like I should have made sure that there's no area for, because they really give a kick. How's it going? Oh, sorry, I thought somebody said hi to me. Yeah. So they give a kick and they kind of push up on the net. So if there's an area where like it's not secured down to the rim of the tank, the top rim of the tank, they'll push out actually. They kind of flick with their back tail and it's very strong,
There was big shrimps, weren't there?
Yeah. But they're amazing sand sifters. They're nocturnal. So they're active at night. And in the daytime, they bury themselves in the sand.
What's up, TMG?
TMG.
Bam blood.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, man.
I'm trying to convert ppm to DKH. 17.86.
Easiest way is to buy the DKH one.
Yeah?
Oh.
You don't say. Freaking, no, I got this for free, so.
Free's free.
Free is always better.
If it's free, it's for me.
Yeah, exactly.
This is interesting.
I think there's an online converter.
6.6 DKH.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your tank? What was your test kit measuring before?
Hold on, let me look.
Measure it with your test kit too.
So my test kit on the Salifert is between 7 and 6.7. So it sounds about right.
TMG's put a converter in there for you in the chat. I'm going to keep that link. You right, Dave?
Hey, Paul.
How's it going, Dave?
Hey, Rip.
What's going on there?
TMG.
What up, Dave?
What's going on, guys?
Dave, if you want some info, I finally found that video that you guys were talking about, like Indonesia and the ban and all that. Like, if you guys want if you want to look, you just scroll up in the chat of YouTube, the YouTube chat, and you will see I posted a couple of times a link to a video, and if you, it's Our Coral Reefs.
Is it still a ban, or is it still and is it current?
Well,
is it a current link?
Well, the reason I posted that is because he kind of, like, at one point in the video, he goes through what forms are necessary to fill out for what countries. Like, he gives a little bit of an explanation, and it's not that long. It's only 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something. But
is it current, or is it like a month old?
No, it's a little old. It's about 6 months old, so it's not anything about the ban. It's 2017, I think, it's before the ban. But it gives you an idea of what they do, so you can match it up with the information that you already have, and it will give you a better idea.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Indonesia ban, coral ban.
I heard it should be getting lifted soon.
Yeah, that's what I heard 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what I heard when they first said it.
Yeah.
Well, I just picked up me a nice new wild frag, so I don't know about you guys.
Well, where'd it come from?
Someone's tank.
This one's Australian, so it's my first Australian piece.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I heard even people had. Go ahead.
I still could get Indo corals.
Really?
Yeah, my LFS we still have shitloads of colonies.
Oh, you still have them there, but you can't get any new in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
There's nothing new. No, there's
They-
nothing new coming in. It's
Yeah,
$40.
they canceled orders.
Yeah, $40, Dave. So come on over.
Oh, DC's live.
I got
Oh,
Palooza.
Church Monday.
I don't go to church.
Be like that.
Oh, we've got to go to church.
Can somebody post a link in the channel?
Yeah, I'm just going to get it now.
Hey, now, Reef Church is cool.
Oh, well, maybe I'll go to Reef Church. I just don't go to church, I said.
Yeah, you got to come to Reef Church, Dave. You got to get stuff off your chest. You know that.
No, I was there last week. I know what's going on. I didn't say I wasn't going on DC stream or anything. I didn't mean no disrespect. I was making a church statement.
That's all right.
Oh, okay.
I don't go to church anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in church. Really bad, but yeah, I don't go to church anymore.
Yeah, same here. We ain't seeing eye to eye lately, me and the big guy.
Yeah. How's your tank, Dave?
Awesome.
That's good. That's what I like to hear.
I'm loving it. I had to move stuff around again.
Yeah.
I saw the latest update, man.
What's that?
Oh, that was.
No,
the
I
new
said
update?
I saw the latest update, man.
Oh, did you? That was like last month, April.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's looking good. Yeah, I haven't done anything recent, but I was moving stuff around today. Actually, I had to pop my green slimer off. It was really, really encrusted on the rock. But I had green star polyp coming up all along the bottom of it. It was actually starting to white out the base. I didn't think green star polyp could do that to a green slimer, but I'm starting to figure out who wins what battle.
I think softies generally win. Yeah, the softies.
But I'll tell you, the bubble coral beat the crap out of a Hollywood Stunner frag. So just in case you wanted to know, yeah.
You need to loan that thing out. Let me borrow it.
Oh yeah, he'll take it right out, dude. The wrasse was moving one around on the sand bed, and I was like, whatever, it's just Stunner. And he pushed it over by the bubble coral, and it was just bright white. Like an hour later, I was like, all right, now I know.
That's crazy. Now I'm kind of really irritated by how low my DKH is.
Do you have a lot of coralline?
Yeah, no. So the thing is, I tested it, and I knew I was always hovering in the low sevens, like, you know. So I added 25 mils of bionic. My pH shot up to like 8.35. Tested the tank. I was sitting at about 8 DKH. And I'm thinking, okay, the doser, I gave it one initial blast, and now the doser should be able to keep it there, you know, theoretically.
Sure.
And this motherfucker came right, I mean, sorry for my language, but this tank sucked all of that right the hell down. It's back down to 6-point-something DKH.
I went through that a month ago. But I did switch from my 2-part to something that was a lot weaker.
Yeah. Oh, you went BRS?
Yeah, I used BRS because I got tired of spending $20 a gallon on the Fritz.
Gotcha.
Right, I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to go to DC Reefers. Like I say, if you want to jump, stay in the hangouts, stay in the hangouts. But I'm going to shut this down and go over there.
I know, man.
All right, people. Cheers for joining. I'll catch you all soon. In fact, Test Tuesday tomorrow. So don't forget Test Tuesday.
I'll be at work.
Roger that.
Test on.
Yeah. All right. Cheers for joining, everyone.
Okay,
Take yourself over to DC's.
All right.
Bye bye.